Hello and heartily welcome to today's video. Our topic today is yoga and nutrition, and I'm glad that you're here with me. My name is Monika Hanschk, and let's discuss yoga and nutrition. When you ask most people what yoga is about, they don't connect this immediately with nutrition. And if they do, they have a certain idea of yogis, because yogis are obviously vegan, right? Well, there's actually more to this topic, and there are basically two main things that you can look into when connecting yoga with nutrition, and I want to share them with you today. So let's get started. Well, the first thing is that yoga is part of Ayurveda, and Ayurveda is a lifestyle, a philosophy, how life should be, and yoga is obviously part of that, and also nutrition is part of that. And within Ayurveda, everything, that includes yoga, but also nutrition, is actually has got a certain aspects the way you look at them. And one of them is called the three gunas, okay? The three gunas are sattva, rajas, and tamas, and they have a certain aspect how to describe the kind of food you're looking at. Sattva is the light, the holy, the godly, the sweet thing, yes. And then you have rajas. Rajas, the concept behind rajas is transformation. So it's the fiery, the movement, the transforming things. And the third one, tamas, is the earthy, steady, dark thing. And everything basically gets divided into those three gunas. So if you look at this philosophy on the kind of food you're eating, tamas would, for example, be something very nourishing, like potatoes. Potatoes are tamas. They are very nourishing, they're very earthy, they come from the earth, and so they are really good, solid, nourishing food. With rajas, you have to think about transformation a little bit more. Transformation, what in our body gets transformed? Oh, we digest something, and our digesting system actually transforms the food into energy. So anything that helps the digestive system is actually rajas. So for example, spicy food, hot food, that helps digestion, and so chilies, for example, are rajas. And then we have sattva, and sattva is light, it's sweet, like fruits, certain kind of vegetables are sattva. But the interesting thing in Ayurveda is that you shouldn't just use sattva because it's light, it's godly, it's the clean, you should actually use all three gunas in your life, because they are all important, because if you're just doing one, you could be lightheaded and in your dreams and not really here in the here and now, or you could be caught in rajas and you're just moving about and doing things, and you're not looking right, not looking left, and just being busying yourself all day, or you could be kind of like the typical couch potato, tamas. You can't really get out of bed, you can't really get up from the sofa. So all three are important, because only the right mixture, only the right movement from one to the other and back is important. So the concept of Ayurveda is that you need to have something of everything. And now you could think, well, but all your examples, they were vegan, right? Yes, they were, but there are certain situations actually in Ayurveda that suggest eating meat. One of those situations would be if somebody has been sick and the illness lasted very long and they are slowly now on the way to recover. Then Ayurveda actually suggests giving those people meat, animal products, to recover more quickly. So Ayurveda doesn't necessarily say you have to be vegan. Yes, many of the good foods in Ayurveda are vegan, or many of the recipes you see in Ayurveda are vegan, but it doesn't have to be that way. There are certain situations, certain aspects where meat is allowed and where meat is actually welcome because it, for example, it helps you recover more quickly. Okay? Now, the other concept I want to share with you is the concept of ahimsa. You may have heard about that, ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence because himsa stands for violence and a for non or not. So ahimsa is the non-violence. But the thing is that ahimsa is a thing that's been quite around for a while. Yeah. So this concept of ahimsa, first it was discussed in India many thousand years ago, even before Christ. And at that time, it wasn't a moral thing, ahimsa, no violence against animals, for example. At that point in time, people were eating meat, but it was a certain formula, a certain thing what they did. They basically came together, they were socializing in the group, and eating the meat or killing the animal to eat together was a special kind of it was just part. It was like a ceremony. It was like it was important for the people to get together and have this thing together. Okay? So it's like they were thankful for having this get together. They were thankful for the animal which got killed, and then obviously they would share the meat and eat it afterwards. So it was traditionally not a thing against killing animal. But humankind can think, and things have changed, time has changed, and the people actually explored using ahimsa, the non-violence, in more ways than just, being thankful for the environment, being thankful for plants, for animals, for the weather, so ahimsa was in the beginning just the concept of gratitude towards the environment, towards everything around us, because humankind was not the only thing on earth, right? And then it developed into, non-violence against animals. Some people even took that further in non-violence against plants. What does that result in? Well, they are only eating the fruits of plants, so the plant can still live without the fruit. So they would only eat things that, the plant doesn't necessarily need to survive. And so ahimsa is a concept that has developed over time. And even those people that think you should also practice ahimsa against plants, they have in certain situations some kind of rule of what's worth what. So for example, plants are non-moving. So they're lower in the hierarchy than moving animals, because moving animals need those plants. And so in a way, if you have the only choice and your survival is needed, what would you choose? The plants, right? Okay. And so the moving animals are higher up the chain, but even there are differences. So if you only have certain kind of like you can like, for example, humankind. Humankind is a moving animal, but we have the additional ability to think, to use our brain, and therefore we are again higher up the chain. But that also puts us into this certain perspective. Hey, if we can actually think about the way we actually deal with the environment, if we can actually think about what we want to do and what we don't want to do, and we can actually make a choice, shouldn't we make that choice, right? So we are today in a situation that it's quite easy to be vegan, because we can get pretty everything that we need, and if there's something we can't get, there are ways of substituting that, like with vitamin B12, right? So I highly recommend actually having a lot of vegan meals. Even if you consider animal products as not bad and you don't want to go that far, having quite a few vegan meals is important because it's a healthy thing, right? Am I vegan? Well, I'm not 100% vegan, and let me explain you why. Because, for example, my neighbors have got really cool chickens. They are running around, they're having a happy life, and they get, for example, vegetable leftovers and so on, and I bring them some too. So why shouldn't I eat an egg from those chicken that have a really, really cool life? I can see them every single day. So yes, I eat animal products. And yeah, but the times I do that, they are very, yeah, I choose them deliberately, and I know what I'm eating, and I'm looking after what I'm eating, and therefore I find that's okay. And I find that's, yeah, that's okay with ahimsa. Oh, I hope you found this video interesting today, and I could explain a little bit how nutrition actually has something to do with yoga. But not every yogi needs to be vegan, right? It's a personal decision. So yeah, just think it through for yourself, whether you want to do that or the other. And yeah, then I'm certain you will find and make the right decision. I hope to see you next week again when we talk about yoga and exercising. Okay, see you next week. Bye bye.